Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Going the Distance. This is episode 45. Can you believe we've done 45 episodes? I can't. But I want to welcome the new members who are just joining us for the first time, and I want to welcome back the members who have been joining me from the beginning. I really appreciate y'all's support, and I hope you guys enjoy the show. So we're going to jump into it. We have some music news. We have some sports news, some sports scores to go over, and predictions for next week's NFL. So first, I want to start out with the big story that came out today, that the Raiders finalized a deal to trade Davante Adams to the Jets. Now, I'm kind of surprised about this because he was with Green Bay, with Aaron, and he was okay, but he wasn't. He's a good player. And when I say he was okay, it was because he wasn't getting the receptions he was supposed to get in Green Bay. And to me, that's because of Aaron Rodgers. Aaron was, I've got this player, and this is going to be my person. Well, Davante got tired in Green Bay, and he asked for a trade. So they traded him from Green Bay to the Raiders. And he was fine with the Raiders for a while, and then something happened. I can't remember what happened. But he was unhappy. I think it was contract dispute. And he got unhappy, and he wanted to trade. Well, the Raiders were like, we're not trading you. So now he's gotten to a point where he's like, I'm not even playing for the Raiders now. I'm going to sit out these games, or you're going to trade me, or I'm going to sit out games. So he sat out a couple games. And today it was announced that now the Jets have come up as the landing spot for Davante Adams. And last week I talked about him, what team would he be good for? Well, it looks like the Jets, where he reunites with Aaron Rodgers. Now, since we're on this, I'm going to probably refer to this again later on because I've got the Jets score from last night to give you guys. But I think it's really funny that Aaron had to have this long list of people that he wanted with the Jets before he could sign. But here's the funny thing, y'all. That list were people from Green Bay. And the reason he wanted out of Green Bay is because he wasn't getting the people that, he was throwing the ball to, wasn't receiving his target. Wasn't catching his balls, is what I'm trying to say. Not catching the balls. So he wanted to go somewhere where they could catch his ball, where the players could actually play and catch his balls and this, that, and everything else. Just crying like he always does. And most of the people on this list were from Green Bay. Some of the coaches, some of the players. I mean, this is why I'm not a fan of Aaron Rodgers. And last night's score, we'll get to that, just proves it. So now we're going to move on to more news, and this involves Jerry Jones. Now, again, when we get into the scores in the next segment, I'm going to give you guys the score of the Dallas game. Well, Dallas, I'm going to give you a little hint here, or I'm going to give you a little spoiler here. Dallas lost on Sunday, and they lost to Detroit. So I've got some stuff about that. But with this story, Jerry went on a radio show, and they asked him about, why are you not making moves to make the team better? Like, Davante Adams going to the Jets. They didn't say that. That's just my example. But even though I think Davante with the Jets is going to be a bad thing. But anyway, beside the point. Jerry pretty much threatened this guy's job and said, that's not your job, that's my job. And if you knew how to do your job, you wouldn't ask that question, and I can get you fired. Who knew Jerry had that much pull in Dallas? I knew he was the owner, the GM, and whatever else for the Cowboys, but I had no idea that he had that much pull in the town of Dallas. Now, I mean, he might get this guy fired, and that's just another check on his resume why people don't like Jerry Jones. And in all honesty, when I sit and think about it, and I've had conversations about this, I think Jerry's the reason the Cowboys don't have another Super Bowl ring. He wants it so bad that, he won't get it. So, I mean, that's just something to think about. And if you guys have any comments about Devontae Adams going to the Jets or this Jerry Jones story, just drop them in the comments. All right, so now we're going to move into the scores for this week. And we're going to start out with Thursday night between the 49ers and the Seahawks. Well, the 49ers defeated the Seahawks 36-24, which I thought was a great game. I thought it was an absolute great game. I thought San Francisco looked good, even though I wish they still had Christian McCaffrey on the roster and he didn't have two messed up Achilles, but So then on Sunday, we go over to London at 9:30, and the Bears defeated the Jaguars 35-16. No big surprise there. But the Jags get to stay. I'm sorry, I'm yawning, y'all. The Jags get to stay over in London because they have a game with the Patriots in London at 9:30 on Sunday. Go figure. We move on. Speaking of the Patriots, Houston defeated the Patriots 41-21 in Drake May's first start as Patriots quarterback. And y'all, I think he did pretty good. He threw for 3 touchdowns. He was like 18-21 or 18-22. He did good. So I have high hopes for Drake May this year. And honestly, I think the Patriots should start Drake the rest of the season and just keep Jacoby on the bench. A game that really surprised me was the Ravens and the Redskins. The Ravens defeated the Redskins 30-23, and I thought with everything, and, it was a good game. The Redskins have looked great this year. The Ravens have looked decent this year. But they're finding their stride, and they're starting to rack it up. So that was a good game, 30-23. Ravens defeat Redskins. In this next game, this was a good. This was also a good game for. It looked like it was going to be a good game, close game at the beginning, but then at halftime, it just opened up. The Buccaneers defeated the Saints 51-27. And that's what I mean. At halftime, this score was like 27-24. And the Bucs were ahead at halftime. And then after halftime is when everything broke loose. Sorry, y'all. Chris Godwin, 2 touchdowns. I mean, it's amazing what they come up with. And the Bucs actually go on, which is good because I believe the Bucs have a big game next week. And like I said, we'll get into that with my predictions in the next segment. We actually had a scary moment in the next game. So the Chargers defeated the Broncos 23-16. But in the first quarter of the game, Coach Harbaugh had to leave the sidelines for an irregular heartbeat. And everybody wondered what was going on. Why did he leave? This, that, and everything else. Well, it came out it was about his heart had a heartbeat. So we're praying for you, Harbaugh, to have a speedy recovery. And he's back on the sidelines. I need to clarify this. We're praying for you for a speedy recovery, but you've got a heart. Harbaugh's got a heart monitor. So we're still praying that your heart is okay and that you can stay healthy. But Jim has to wear this heart monitor for at least the next 2 weeks and take his blood pressure and all that. So the Chargers defeated the Broncos 23-16. The Steelers defeated the Raiders 32-13, and I'm not surprised. I mean, the Steelers are like the Chiefs and the Jets and all that, and not so much the Jets right now, but more so the Chiefs, where they get the stuff handed to them. Oh, you're down by 3 touchdowns? We're going to penalize the other team so you can make up 3 touchdowns. You might not get 3, you might just get 2, but at least it won't make it look like you got your butt whipped as bad as you did. And that's been kind of the Steelers' MO, and that's one reason I don't like them. But I think that's might have what happened here. I didn't see the game, but Steelers defeated the Raiders 32-13, and Steelers hadn't been that great all season. They've been mediocre. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, so game I talked about earlier with Jerry Jones. Lions defeated the Cowboys 47-9. Why did you let this happen, Dallas? You've got a quarterback that, the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. You've got wide receivers like CeeDee Lamb and all to catch the ball. Why are you letting... But, I mean, Jared Goff is good. But why do you only score 9 points on a game this important? I mean, the Redskins are beating you right now. And the Redskins hadn't been good in years, and they're doing good this year. You're looking more like, with scores like that, you're looking more like the Redskins of old right now. Because you can do better than this, Dallas. Everybody knows you can do better than this. And you let the Lions come in. Even though the Lions are a good team and they've had their rebuilding year and are doing good things with Jared Goff and Dan Campbell, you still don't score 9 points and let them score 47. At least let it be a competitive game. I had to come home from work Sunday night and see the end of that game and find out that Dak got benched, which is understandable after this, but you need to get it together, Dallas. You need to play like the team everybody knows, like I know you can be, and everybody knows you can be. The Lions are already doing it. I had the Lions as a team to watch out for a couple of seasons ago, and now this is the result. So congratulations to you, Lions. Y'all played a heck of a game, and Jared Goff, you were fantastic. And on another note on that, I found out that Dan Campbell gave Jared Goff the game ball, but Jared Goff gave it back because Dan Campbell used to play for the Cowboys, and so he beat his old team, so he got the game ball for beating his old team, which I thought was pretty cool. And speaking of the Giants that we talked about before, or that I brought up with the Dallas, the Bengals actually defeated the Giants 17-7. So, are the Bengals on their have the Bengals found their stride? Is what I'm trying to say, and have they are they becoming the championship team that we know they can be? I sure hope so, because I'm sick of hearing everything about them starting early, them starting the season on a losing streak and then finding it. They need to be on a winning streak all season. And I hope that this is the start of that win streak. They're 1-4, they're 2-4. So it'd be great if they won out the rest of the year. And in the Monday night game, the Bills defeated the Jets 23-20. And Aaron threw for he was sacked so many times. And threw an interception, I think maybe 2. And Zerline, the kicker, missed an extra point or missed a field goal, couple field goals, and it was just a disaster with the Jets last night. So, Bills defeated them, and, the Bills are back. They had a 2-game losing streak, and now they're back to their winning ways. So that was all the scores for this week. So now we're going to move into the predictions. And if you guys can believe it, we're moving into week 7. So we're gonna do week 7 predictions. I can't believe we've gone 7 weeks in the NFL. And it's been a ride. So we're going to start out with Thursday night. It's the Broncos and the Saints. Now I'm actually going to pull a fast one on you guys. They're playing in New Orleans, but I'm actually picking the Broncos this week. And why do you say that? Because Derek Carr's out. And, the Broncos have played like a consecutive team this year. So I'm actually going to pull an upset this week and go with the Broncos. I know it's unlike me, but there we go. And then at 9:30 on Sunday morning, we've got Patriots Jaguars, and both teams are 1-4, so one team has to get their second win of the season. And honestly, I'm picking the Patriots in this game. Seahawks Falcons, I've got Falcons. Titans Bills, Bills. Texans Green Bay, Texans Packers. I have the Texans in that game. They're playing in Green Bay but they're doing it without Nico Collins. It doesn't matter. You've got Stephon Diggs. You can do it. So I've got the Texans in that game. Dolphins Colts. I actually have the Colts in that game. Lions Vikings. Ooh. Oh, this is going to be a good one. This is going to be a good one. The 4-1 Lions against the 5-0 Vikings. And the Vikings are coming off a bye week. But the Lions just scored 47 points on the Cowboys. I'm actually going to go with the Vikings in this one. This is a tough one, though. I think this is going to be the game of the week to watch. At 1 o'clock on Sunday, this is going to be the game to watch. Sam Darnold's playing good. Jared Goff is just phenomenal this year. But I'm going with the Vikings in this game. Eagles Giants, Eagles. Raiders Rams, I've got the Raiders. Panthers Redskins, I have the Redskins. And then we have the Super Bowl rematch this week between the Chiefs and the Niners. And the Chiefs are going to Santa Clara to play the 49ers. But it doesn't matter. Wherever the Chiefs go, the refs follow and make sure they win the game anyway. So I would love to see the 49ers win. But at the end of the day, I think the Chiefs are going to win that one. So I predict the Chiefs, but I would love to see the Niners. So that's how I feel with that one. Bengals Browns, I actually have the Bengals winning that one. And that's a division game, so that's going to be interesting. And then Sunday night is not a game I look forward to, and here's the reason why. It's the Jets and the Steelers. So we got Aaron Rodgers going up against the Steelers. Now, how's this game going to go? You know what? I'm just going to skip that prediction. I can't predict that game. I'm going to skip it. I can't bring myself to pick either one of those teams. I just can't do it. So I'm skipping that prediction. So just mark through it. But if you guys want to predict it, please predict that game. Predict all these games in the comments. I'd love to hear y'all's prediction. And last week, like I said, I'd love to hear y'all's prediction. I'd like to do it kind of a back and forth. I predict on here, you predict on the comments, and then we see how we did. But anyway, Monday night, we actually have 2 games, and one of those games is on ESPN Plus, which I think is kind of weird. The game on ESPN Plus actually starts at 9 o'clock, and it's the Chargers at the Cardinals. So it's the LA Chargers at the Arizona Cardinals. And I actually have the Chargers winning that game. And then the game we're going to see, I think is going to be another great, fantastic game, is the Ravens and the Buccaneers. And this is another tough one. This is one for me like the Lions and the Vikings. I think it's going to be a fantastic game. I think Godwin's going to go off. I think Baker's going to be good. I think it's all going to be good. But then you've got the Ravens who have Likely and Derrick Henry and all that. But the Bucs have that momentum behind them, and they're playing at home. So if I had to pick, I'm going with the Buccaneers. Yes, I said it. I'm going with the Bucs. It's going to be a good one, though. But like I said earlier, I'd love to hear y'all's predictions on all these games. I just went through every single game. Drop it in the comments who y'all's predictions are. And we will, get back together next week and get that and see how we did. I'll give you guys the scores and the predictions for next week. So that was all for football news. So now we're going to move into some racing and NASCAR. So we actually raced in Charlotte this week at the Roval. It's a oval road course. I know it sounds weird. It is what it is. Kyle Larson won the race, actually his 6th win of the season, and he advances to the round of 12. And this was an elimination race, and I'll get into that in a minute. So Larson won, Christopher Bell 2nd, William Byron 3rd, Austin Cedric 4th, and Chase Elliott 5th. Now, this was a cutoff race, like I said. So people like Joey Logano and I believe Austin Cedric were eliminated from the playoffs. But there was a twist at the end of this. Everything just turned on its head at this point. Because at the end of this race, we had all 4 Hendrick drivers in the chase. We had Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, William Byron, and Alex Bowman. All 4 of them made it into the round of 12. So, okay, so you sit here and you think, okay, this is going to be somebody from Hendrick is going to win the championship this year. And I still hope and pray that happens. I hope it's either Chase or Kyle this year. I really hope it's Chase. Because Chase is my driver, and I'd love to see it if he won another championship. But now there's only 3 Hendrick drivers in the round of 12. Because after the race, they do the unofficial results before they go through inspection after the race and all that to see if it was all clean. Well, Alex Bowman in the 48 car got disqualified for a weight dispute. So his car was a little too light, for NASCAR's taste. So, what do? They eliminate Alex Bowman, which they should have done because that's more of a cheating thing. So they disqualify Alex Bowman, say he's not in the chase anymore. But guess who they put in the chase instead of Alex Bowman? Just take a wild guess, y'all. Who do you think they put in? Yeah, that's right. Joey Logano got in. He was eliminated after that race, and now he's in the champion. He's in the round of 12. No, the 8, the Elite 8. I'm sorry, round of 8. Yeah, he made it in. If he wins the championship this year, it's going to be tainted. He's not though. It's going to be in my heart, I honestly believe it's going to be a Hendrick driver this year. I think it's either going to be Chase or it's going to be Kyle Larson. Honestly, I hope it's one of those 2. But next week we race in Vegas, and we start off the next round of the round of 8. So, we're coming to crunch time, y'all. We are coming to crunch time. So next week's Vegas, and I hope it's a good one. So now we're going to move into the what we're listening to segment. And who are we listening to this week? It's a group called Crossfade. And I know this is a band that you haven't heard about in a long time. They're an alternative rock, new metal band, alternative rock and new metal band out of Columbia, South Carolina. They actually formed in 1991. They didn't break through until 2004 with their self-titled album and their lead single, Cold. So I found out about them in 2004, but they formed in 91. They, like I said, they had their self-titled debut album. They've had 3 studio albums, 10 singles, 7 music videos, no greatest hits, and 1 live album. My favorite album of theirs was the debut album, and that had Cold and So Far Away and Colors and all that. And I liked their second album too. And in fact, their second album actually has one of my all-time favorite songs on it. But it was reported on, I think it was Friday, that Crossfade is actually doing a reunion tour and coming out, and because they haven't done anything in 10, 11 years. So now they're coming out and they are reuniting, going out on tour, doing festivals, everything. So I was really happy to hear that. And then hopefully we get some new music from them. But the song we're listening to this week is a song called Invincible. And that's Crossfade's song. And it's like a rock ballad, I guess you can say. It's a song about how he wishes he could be more than what he is, to the woman that he really likes. And it's a really great song. So just go out, listen to the song Invincible. Let me know what you think, and let me know what you guys are listening to. What groups y'all are listening to. What new music y'all were listening to, what's y'all's favorite music, just that type of stuff. Drop it in the comments. I do want to remind you guys that this is October 15th, and tomorrow, October 16th, Breaking Benjamin releases their new single. It's called Awaken. And I found out about it. I was watching videos, and somebody saw, you go to their website, you sign in, and it has the countdown. You click on the clock, and you get a sample of the song. So tomorrow night, I am definitely going to be listening to it. I saw that they're actually releasing it at 3 a.m. in the morning. So people have all day to listen to it. Because I'm working tomorrow, I won't get to hear it until tomorrow night. But I'm definitely going to listen to it tomorrow night. And I might do a video for you guys on how I feel the song is, how I think the album's going to do, how I feel like the album I think is going to do, and how I think their sound is with this new record or this new single. But everything is pointing to new single now, new album in 2025. But we'll get into that later. But that's all I've got for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I want you guys to like this video, hit the thumbs up for the like, hit the subscribe button if you hadn't done it, share this video, and after you subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode when I post a video. So I hope you guys have a good rest of the week, a good weekend, and I will be back next week. God bless.